Welcome back to Rocky Knob Farm and our YouTube channel. I'm Jason Eakers, and today we're getting you caught up on what we've been into. We started planting our potatoes. We've had quite a bit of a winter this year, and it sure makes us excited to see sunshine and get started. We're using 624-24 as fertilizer, and we always spray our potatoes with macho. It does a real job and keeps the bugs away. And in the big field for potatoes, we're doing crop rotation as usual. Tanner is going through and spraying what we've already planted, and we're going through and plowing, get ready to plant more potatoes. Spraying dual magnum where we planted the potatoes this morning, and I'm plowing some more ground up before the rain comes in at the end of the week. Had a real busy day. Dual magnum cuts down on the weeds. Hopefully it'll rain about Saturday and start raining it in. It does better with some water on it after you spray it. We just happened to be here. If you look, we just used the bathroom and there's a worm. So worming your animals is a very important thing. It slows down a lot on the production. It's very important to worm them. They're pretty big and nasty. And as you can see, Tab's got her hanging baskets doing good. She's got them started, and she's doing really well in her greenhouse. Starting to dry up, we thought we'd go ahead and get some gravel on Tanner's road. We got his back driveway good and graveled. And speaking of weather, we lost the shed during the heavy snow, and we got it rebuilt. Had some pretty weather and had some good help come in and help us get it rebuilt. Today we're working in the high tunnel. We're getting tab ready to start our spring planting, so stick around. So we're trying to get our spacing right. We do our rows 3-foot rows, and tab's going through here after we're stretching the string line, and every 2 foot we're staggering them with the other rows so that the wind and the airflow comes through and gets every plant. It gives every plant an opportunity to get the air that they need to survive and to do good and be healthy in a high tunnel. So airflow is an important thing that we've learned over the years that you need to have. If you don't have good airflow, you won't have good pollination, and it is a very important thing to have. So it's a lot of work putting this down, but for the weed control, it's worth it in the end. It takes a lot longer to get everything ready and get set up, but it's worth it. Tab's going back and putting these pins in so that when we cut it, it ain't blowing everywhere. This is our green bean row. We usually have 2 rows of green beans and 1 of cucumbers, so they're all the same. We'll come back down the same side of the string the same way, which should give us about 4 inches. Some people ask why we don't use the same plastic every year. We're afraid of diseases. Once a disease might start, it might carry over to the next year, and it gives us an opportunity to plow it. We actually go through and till it real deep and try to break up the hard pan. So another advantage to using the black fabric, not only is weed control and a weed barrier, but the black, during the cooler time when the plants are small, it helps to attract the sun, and that warms the soil, and we feel like that helps the plants in their beginning stages. When the plants become mature and get older, it's a shade, and it shades the black so it doesn't make as much difference. Now it's time to get our holes punched for the tomatoes. We use this coffee can on a stick. We heat it, then Tanner goes through and presses the can through the geotech. Usually get a couple, 2 or 3 holes. Now one person, it makes this a tough job. It's a lot better if you've got 2 people helping. It makes it a lot more efficient. Got our irrigation almost hooked up. Got to run our drip tape. You can see where we've made all the holes for the tomatoes. We don't use tomato stakes anymore. We use these strings. Well, we got all of our panels up for trellising. Tad's still trimming out around the rows. It's coming together. So we got our chemicalizer hooked up, and we can go through and water the baskets with our irrigation overhead. It just takes a minute to unhook it and switch to the next row. It's a lot easier than taking down the baskets and watering by hand. Well, we went and got our load of seed potatoes today. We got a few bags of Yukon Gold, mainly Kennebecs. And then we got some pumpkin fertilizer on top of that. Saved quite a bit of money. Drove about 2.5 hours one way. It sure was good having Mom and my Aunt Carol helping us cut up the potatoes. Mom looks forward to it. Got a ton ready to plant. Potato patch almost planted. Got 1 ton of potatoes in the ground. So Cliff's here cutting the fertilize, and Tanner's loading the planter. Cliff's been staying busy keeping the fertilizer busted open and making sure there's no big chunks in it while we're planting. We usually get 4 rows and then fill it, so they're pretty long rows. We're using 624-24 Kennebec potatoes. Well, Tab's greenhouse has come along really good. You can see all the plants look beautiful. We got our shed done. We actually put sides on it this time. Well, today we're out here, we're trying an experiment. Last year we tried it and we failed. We were using our 309 planter. This here is actually I believe it's a 475 International. The guy I got it off of, he just redone it and he'd been using it for deer plots and stuff. But what we wanted was to go a little bit narrower with the rows so we can get 2 rows per row of corn under the plastic. So we're going to try a new variety of corn again this year. We've never planted this before. It's called Kickoff. It's a 69-day corn. Most of these early corns, they don't taste as good, but I did try this last year and kickoff is a pretty good corn. So we're going to try it because it's supposedly for colder weather climates. So we're going to start here. It's in the late March, and usually we plant around the 1st of April, but we're hoping that this plastic will help us, and we'll see if it's successful. Stick around. Got a few rows in the ground, and now Tanner's grinding feed. While it was nice out, I figured it was a good time to start it, so we went ahead and started plowing some ground for the corn while we had a nice pretty day to do it. Yep, the rest of the potatoes are ready to go in the ground. Well, there's an update on what we've been getting into around Rocky Knob. We got all of our potatoes in for 2025. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with us. Like and subscribe.